Alright, so, as I said, I have 7 tickets. I would be completely content with getting just one William Tell out of here. So I can at least start, like, leveling him up and all that good stuff. Anything more than that would be a bonus, and a great stone statue guard would be truly exceptional. So without further ado, let's throw in these tickets. I can't afford to throw any more than that. I didn't remember to download the data beforehand. It probably doesn't matter for like a grand total of 7 tickets, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Not like it's gonna take long. Oh no, it's taking long. Now what am I gonna do? Okay, back to wasting tickets that would be better spent elsewhere. Okay. Nope, completely useless. Next. Nope, even more useless. Number 4. Nope. 3 more. Nope. Maybe? Yeah, let's go. Alright, that's a perfect success then. Nice. So William Tell is pretty good. Well, let's throw in the last ticket and then move on. And that's that. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave William Tell for the time being though. Because I could just level him up off stream and all that. I'm not going to use him anyways at NP1, unfortunately. So instead, let's get started on this. On December 31st, 2019, the entirety of human history was erased in a single stroke. Every trace of civilization was wiped out, and in its place, the Earth was left a bleached wasteland. No one knew why or how it was done. All that was clear is that humanity had been utterly defeated. No, it's worse than that. We never even had a chance to fight back. Our destroyer was known as the Foreign Guard, a being from a distant star wielding unfathomable power. We have a message for all of humanity. This planet will soon be reborn as an old, brand new world. Human civilization was a mistake. The path of our growth was incorrect. And so I have made my decision. I will revolt against all of human history. Proper human history. We are about to fill this world with inhuman mystic secrets. We will restore the Age of Gods. To that end, the gods have descended from a far-off galaxy, and in their wisdom, they have used 7 seeds to select new leaders. These leaders will remake this planet as they see fit, and the one who reigns supreme shall be given the right to renew the world itself. The life forms from proper human history will not be permitted to take part in this war, or even to view it from the sidelines. Trees of creation have sprung up all across the land. Now, all of the old humanity's endeavors will be set aside, frozen. My name is Vodheim, Kirstaria Vodheim. On behalf of the 7 Cryptors, I have a message for those of you who escaped from Chaldea. No, rather, I have a message for the scant few remnants of the human race. We will be the inheritors of this planet's history. Feel like that's all old stuff. Cryptors. The 7 masters of the old Chaldea who were supposed to save the world. David Semvoid, Ophelia Famsalon, Beryl Guts, Kadok Semlupus, Akuta Hinako, Scandinavia Peperoncino, and their supposed leader, the foremost disciple of Chaldea's first director, Kirstaria Vodheim. No one had even been certain they were still alive, but no sooner had they awoken than they turned on the world they had been meant to protect. Chosen by the foreign god, the 7 Cryptors were entrusted with caring for the Trees of Emptiness, the enormous trees that appeared around the world after its scouring. Each Tree of Emptiness was followed by a Lost Belt, a hypothetical history that had been pruned from the chronicle of humanity. There was a Russian Lost Belt, where humans had fused with beasts in order to survive in an ultra-cold environment. There was the Scandinavian Lost Belt, where Ragnarök had gone. Avrai had robbed the world of any possible future. And there was the Chinese Lost Belt, where a single ruler who achieved immortality carried the rest of mankind on their shoulders. These and other Lost Belts were to grow their territory, with the one emerging triumphant becoming Earth's official history. As far as the Cryptors were concerned, their only enemy, or rather, competition, was the other Cryptors competing to establish their Lost Belt's dominance. The few remnants of the old humanity, Chaldea, were no more than a tiny bump in their road. Before the world was wiped Before the world was wiped clean, the Cryptors had mounted an attack on the Chaldea Security Organization's headquarters and destroyed them. Chaldea's was frozen solid, and race-shifting, the only possible means by which humanity could have prevented the Great Reset, was lost. But, though many lives were lost, and the survivors were forced to make a desperate retreat, the last master of Chaldea still lived. Thanks to the Shadow Border, the all-Terran void transporter that had been developed in secret. and its cross-dimensional zero-cell traversal method, the survivors successfully escaped into void space. Having evaded the Great Reset, they emerged in the Russian Lost Belt a few months later, in April of 2020. They went on to defeat Kadok Semlupus, the crypto assigned to the Russian Lost Belt, overthrow the Lost Belt's king, Ivan the Terrible, and cut down its Tree of Emptiness. Then, after another battle in the Scandinavian Lost Belt, they arrived at the Wandering Sea, a workshop that was home to the only other survivors of humanity. Now they have gained a new ally in Sion Eldnam, an alchemist from the Atlas Institute left in charge of the Wandering Sea, and are setting out on the next step of their quest to defeat the Cryptors and the Foreign Guard. So, how was that recap? Did I do a good job jogging your memory? I don't think it was that necessary. But, perfect. What about the Chinese Lost Belt and the other things that happened? Oh, you do not need to tell me about those. They just happened recently after all. I will save the recap on Gordolf's grand adventure for another time. Anyway, it has now been a few months since you returned from the Chinese Lost Belt. Once you are all rested up, I am going to have you head out on your next order, Lost Belt number 4, where you will investigate a strange Lost Belt that has been repeatedly expanding and contracting. Moreover, the captain will be joining in on your adventure into a dazzling realm of Indian mythology. Of course, if I had known then it would take this long to get ready, I would not have hyped it quite so much. I'm not sure if this is the writers throwing shade at the fact that it's been like 6 months since the last update on the main story, ignoring of course Ogu, which is main story, no matter what anyone might want to say, or the fact that it's an event that is not available to be played, which is stupid. Stop doing that. But, you know, I feel like this might in fact be them just throwing shade. My original calculations had me modifying, convincing Captain a bit sooner than this. Hey, it wasn't your fault we all got caught up in that ordeal. Honestly, I'm just glad we were able to verify that we can actually race shift again. So the question is this actually talking about Ogu? I assume so, but it might also be talking about the other thing. It's weird. I'm not going to go into details since that's kind of spoiler territory, I guess, but yeah. Indeed, now we know for certain that we are able to race ship from the Wandering Sea as well as from Chaldea. While the ability to observe time and space outside the Lost Belts may not help in our efforts to remove them, having more options available can only be a good thing. Though that's not to say some of us aren't a bit worse for wear, I say. Director Gordolf, has your weight returned to normal yet? It has, not that it has any say in the matter. I still don't think it's right that I was the only one who didn't get to go on a break. Nor do I see why we need an obsolete relic like race shifting when we have the Zero Sail. Gordolf, you would do well to remember that Zero Sail is dangerous, whereas race shifting is mostly fine. Go on, Mooney, you know I'm right. Tell them how you and the whole staff are just as sick and tired of race shifting as I am. What are you talking about? They're both mind-blowing technological achievements. You've just gotta use them right. Ah. He is here. Also, I was on the staff at the original Chaldea too, so if anything, I'm way more used to ray shifting. You agree with me, right, Ringo? Ray shifting is way more fun than zero sailing, isn't it? Yeah, I guess. It's too, girl. Ah, why did I have to be born so ray shift compatible? Oh, never mind all that. Sion, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. We know now that the Crypto's accursed leader, Kirshdaria Vodaim, is in the Atlantic Lost Belts. I'm also told it's the largest Lost Belt in the world by far, and that the branches of its Tree of Emptiness cover Earth's entire stratosphere. So what possible point could there be in making a pit stop at this Lost Belt in India? It is not a pit stop. We need to go there to ensure our chances of victory are as high as possible. According to Trismegistus, the ocean occupies most of the Atlantic Lost Belt's territory. And we are not talking a modern-day ocean here. We are talking about one from the Age of Gods, filled to the brim with ether and demonic beasts. As things stand right now, we have no way of crossing an ocean like that safely. If you were to enter the Atlantic Lost Belt now, you would just end up as so much seaweed. I see. Does that mean we can't get there in the border? I'm afraid not. Sion and I have been talking about it, and we both came to the conclusion that it's just not possible to make the border seaworthy while preserving its existing functionality. Just because it can sail in void space doesn't mean it can do the same in reality space. Each ocean requires a completely different means of traversal. And since the border is an all-terrain void transporter, we can't allocate that many resources only to make it capable of sailing on real water. I guess we could technically do it if we made the hull bigger, but if we did that, we wouldn't have nearly enough staff to run it. A vehicle that size would need at least 60 professionals to be operated. Can you guess what resource we are lowest on just now? I guess that would be human resources. Now I'm pretty sure I have like 200 servants. Like probably half of them can learn literally anything. At any moment. They could probably do it. Meunier and the rest of the border staff are all doing their best, but... Right, so you are going to acquire what we need in the Indian Lost Belts. For? So, you want us to recruit more people there? No, nothing like that. We already know that you cannot bring anything native to a Lost Belt outside it, right? No, this is a simple matter of earthbound coordinates. India has everything we currently lack, so you are going to go there to get it all in one fell swoop. Is that not right, Captain? We are all done making adjustments and attachments over here. All you have to do now is personally activate the Aronnax Phantasm in India and attach it. Yes, I'll go with them. It's been several months since I started helping out with the border's maintenance. It might be as slow as a sea turtle, but I can't help but have some affection for it after all this time. And I know the Phantasm needs to be activated very carefully, with a precise ritual and only at particular coordinates. I don't know if we can even use it in a Lost Belt or not, but we'll never know unless we try. That said, I'm the one who's going to decide what it becomes. That part is non-negotiable. Negotiable. Good. So... having anything, really, whatever Aronnax Phantasm might be, that needs to be done at a very specific point, seems extremely unwieldy and, dare I say, convenient. Although I guess the convenience is kind of covered underneath the whole lost belt thing here, but still. And if I decide it's not going to work, I'm going to come back on my own. Got that, Sion? Sure, as your master, I'm okay with that. Though I seriously doubt you are capable of being so heartless. What this? We're talking about my coming along with you to India. I thought you'd already been told about that. Da Vinci, do you remember seeing a steel pyramid-shaped object somewhere around the dock? Yeah, it's definitely foreshadowing. They said that they're not sure if it works while in a lost belt. Therefore, there's going to be a point in the lost belt where they are forced to give it a shot and then it works. That's how writing works, I guess, around here. Well, it's mine. I'd like you to store it in the border for me. In the worst case, we can use it as a shield. Oh, you mean that weird looking thing that almost seems like part from a car body kit? Huh, is that the Aronnax fantasy thing you were just talking about? I'm still not entirely sure what an Aronnax is. And I'm not about to find out anytime soon. Yeah, it's not much use for a mermaid that can swim around the ocean freely though. I can't say I know what it is you're talking about, but the more servants around who can keep me safe, the better. Thanks? Anyway, glad to be here, everybody. Oh, and don't worry about my seat. I already installed one for me, and it only takes up half of my Mjolnir space. Oh really? That means Captain's gonna be sitting next to me. Mjolnir. Why did you become a real character? Should have stayed as a faceless member of the Chaldea staff, and I think the world would be a lot better place. You have the worst taste, really. This is my big chance to show him what I'm made of. I can't wait to get started. Alright, but is that our only objective in India? Does this mean we don't have to go down its tree of emptiness? No, you will definitely be needing to eliminate the Indian lost belt while you are there. Given that it seems to be indirectly responsible for the recent ray shift incident. Okay, so here we go. So this is definitely talking about Orgu then. The Indian lost belts. There is a very good chance that these histories that were pruned away after they were deemed unnecessary contain significant and unprecedented threats. I have determined that we cannot leave this lost belt be just because it is low on our list of priorities. Besides, there is still so much we do not know, and not just about the trees of emptiness. What is going on with the cryptos? Who are the alter egos claiming to be disciples of the foreign god? Every lost belt we investigate provides us with more data. Ringo, Marsh, Da Vinci, Gordolf, Mjolnir. As the one supervising the command room, and as someone personally wishing for you success, there is something I wish to say. You need to eliminate every lost belt. We have no choice but to fight, regardless of how painful that choice is. You need to eliminate them both to improve our chances of victory during the inevitable climactic confrontation, and to return human history to its proper place. Sion. Oops, scratch that, I should know better than to get overly serious before you have even headed out on a mission. I am sure we will run into more than enough trouble in the Lost Belts, so we should at least try to enjoy ourselves while we are in the base. Alright, that is all for now. Please make sure to review the particulars of this mission on your mobile devices. Well, my mobile device is in my hand, as I am reading through this the story that just explained me the particulars of this mission. Go to India, do some magic stuff, chop some wood. Perfect. This order will commence at dawn. Be sure to get plenty of sleep and come to the dock by the time we agreed on. Roger that. Da Vinci? Is she sleep standing? Oh, Ringo. What's up? We have less than 6 hours until the mission starts. You should head back to your room and get some rest. Yeah, this prologue is going for a while, but it's not that bad. What, like 24 minutes so far? Jesus. I doubt we'll have many chances to get a full night's sleep once we're in the Lost Belt. Who knows when you'll get another chance to stay in a bed that doesn't rock. It's actually time to go right now, Da Vinci. Huh? It's already time. Have I been sleeping standing up this whole time? Oops. I didn't really want to go back to my workshop, so I guess I ended up resting my eyes first a little longer than I meant to. Well, I feel silly. I'm going to add this to the folder of things that are foreshadowing. Anyway, go on and head down to the dock. I'll catch up with you guys soon. She just skated down the hall like it was a giant rink. As I had thought, Da Vinci is having some operational difficulties. Nesha is here. We didn't get enough of Nesha in LP3, I guess. I don't mind. I have been behind you for some time. You must have been so focused on Da Vinci that you didn't notice. In any case, this is a good chance to tell you this. You can't let Da Vinci push herself too much. She is doing everything Leonardo da Vinci would be doing, but while in a much smaller body. That obviously puts tremendous strain on her now. You must be aware of that. She may have inherited Leonardo da Vinci's duties, but she is a pseudo-servant, just like Mash is. We may differ in format, but she and I are very similar. I understand how she is feeling. God, this is annoying. No, scratch that. I do not know how she is feeling. Da Vinci is so strong. Nesha? I said too much. My apologies. So please, keep this between us. Promise? I am coming along to the Indian Lost Belt. I hope we can continue to get along. I feel like this speech tick is a lot less annoying when you're not voicing it. Glad to have you with us again. Understood. I promise I will not let you down. That said, the jewel in my chest is acting up a bit. I don't think this has ever happened to me before. The Indian Lost Belt is a very bad place. Every part of my spirit origin is warning me not to go. So foreshadowing folder. Perfect. Even so, every Lost Belt is dangerous. I am the Crown Prince Nesha. I must not back down from a challenge. If things go bad, I know you will help me. I'm sure I have nothing to worry about. Let's go, the others are waiting. Oh man, sorry I'm late. I can't believe I took so long to get ready. It looks like you are all here. Then let us begin the final rundown. Your destination is the Indian Lost Belt. Your objective is to help Captain gain experience power up the Shadow Border, explore the Indian Lost Belt and ultimately eliminate it. Captain and I will handle the Shadow Border side of things, so please do not concern yourself with that. What I would like you to focus on, Master Ringo, is cutting down the Indian Tree of Emptiness. I estimate you should have room in the border to fit about 20 days worth of supplies. While the Aronnax Phantasm will be loaded into the hangar as supplemental equipment. You will not need to account for it in battle, as it is not meant for offensive purposes. I take it we will be summoning reinforcement servants within the Lost Belt again, as we have done thus far. Correct. From here, you will need to travel across void space to get close to the Indian Lost Belt. And from there, you will need to immediately undergo another zero sale in order to make your way inside. Consecutive zero sales are draining, even for servants, and Da Vinci's protection safeguards can only do so much. So I think it is best if we keep no more than 3 servants on standby in the border. Then, no matter how many servants we win over to our side in the future, we'll only be able to take 3 of them into a Lost Belt with us. That is how it works out, yes. I'm not saying we can never send more than 3 if we really have to, but the servants summoned inside a Lost Belt are more powerful anyway. So when you get there, I would like you to secure a ley line and use Mash's Holy Relic to form contracts with new heroic spirits, just as you have in the other Lost Belts. Alright then, as the Wandering Sea Command Room Supervisor, I have an order for those of you on the field team. As of this moment, Novum Chaldea will be transitioning to its first battle position. Field team, go ahead and board the border, starting with Master Ringo. Once I have confirmed all of your vitals are green, you will begin a zero sale. And officially commence Order Lost Belt number 4, along with its sub-order Horned Monster. Make sure you all give it everything you have, and I look forward to your safe return. Horned Monster? What that? Okay. I managed to get through the prologue. Huzzah! Alright, oh. That's unfortunate. Need to make some space. Wait, what? Don't burn them. You can at least do something with that. Because those that did not happen to be present, I did get 1 copy of William Tell here. Actually, do I want to just slap the foes on him while it's cheap? Nah. Nah. QB doesn't matter. Let me make space here. That's good enough. But yeah, I am about to start chapter 1. Yeah, William is really good, but I want to have him at NP5 before I actually use him. And I only had 7 tickets to roll, so I only have 1. But I have to wait until he's in the friend point gacha. Anyways, let's head out to chapter 1. Where to set out? Still no battles involved, but that's fine. We don't need battles. Activating Paper Moon, initiating Planet Navigational Chart +/- convergence, commencing Shadow Border's docking sequence into Reality Boundary. Proper Human History Resemblance C, Lost Belt Depth A. Firing existence verification teacher into reality space. Anchor point that hero spirit has. Virtual nautical charts confirmed. Zero sail complete. Emerging into reality space. Reality space anchor secured. Reality verification complete. Establishing shadow borders. Borders. Sur. Existence within Lost Belt. Zero sail return successful. Good. We made it back to reality space. Well, it would be really sad if we didn't, because I think we'd be dead and this would be a very short stream. Fo. Oof. That violent shaking never gets any easier. Are you okay, Master? This emergence felt a lot like the one in Scandinavia. Sur. You don't say. You've got good instincts, Ringo. Eh, not so fast. Just take a look. Just take a look at how adeptly I'm carrying myself. Why, I'm the very picture of dignity. A zero sail is no worse than a drive in the rain for me. Surely all that rattling must have been a dreadful sight, more difficult for a freshly summoned servant who's never left that lukewarm pace of yours, no? So, if I can do a perfect foe impression, does that mean I can also do a perfect Artoria impression? They should hire me for the next dub as Artoria. That would get some good laughs out of life. I feel quite as powerless as a krill. One already in a whale's stomach at that. Gee, I wonder who Captain might be. There's so many people that got eaten by a whale. Wait, that means Captain is Pinocchio. Confirmed. Captain is Pinocchio, let's go. But never mind, so long as I am at sea, even the most violent upheaval is as a gentle breeze to me. If anyone should be worried about getting seasick, it's you guys. This ship could and should be much more comfortable. In particular, I'd like to add a bit more in the way of padding to my cushions. A good captain must always take care of his crew, after all. Had I known how uncomfortable these chairs were, I would have prioritized making improvements. Hey, I'm glad to work together to keep the border systems in good shape. But I'm not about to let you go tinkering with tiny things like that on your own anytime soon. Even something as small as changing the air freshener we use in the bathroom could lead to fighting among the staff. I'm actually being a lot more considerate of everyone on board than you might think, you know. That is good to hear, but this is the sort of problem that should have been addressed in the planning stages of creating this vessel. You might have the most advanced vessel in the world, but it will do you little good if your crew is too low spirits to make proper use of it. I'd guess the previous Da Vinci had no idea how difficult a voyage at sea could be. Ouch. Well, you've got me there. The last version of me was a genius, but she was definitely kind of insensitive about things like that. Still, she did make this amazingly capable armored vehicle back when nobody had any idea what was going to happen. I'd say that more than gets me off the hook for overlooking little things like cushions. I think it's kind of interesting how Da Vinci speaks about the old Da Vinci as a separate person, but also as herself. I mean, that's how it kind of is, but it feels kind of like wrong. They are either a separate person or they aren't. Stick to one, please. Quite so. The next time we build a vehicle, we'll be sure to pay more attention to creature comforts. In the meantime, we have made our way through the storm wall and are now inside the Indian Lost Belt. We should begin by assessing our surroundings. First things first, Mr. Mayunier, can you see this Lost Belt's Tree of Emptiness? Yeah, I think that's it over there. I can see something far off to the southeast. Yeah, that looks like a tree to me. Alright, we found the tree. It's going to take like 2 chapters for us to get there and chop it down. Easy. So it has already taken root, as I suspected. Furthermore, it appears to have already grown considerably. But unlike in China and Scandinavia, at least we know where to find it. That should save us a good deal of time. See, Holmes gets it. Then let's go cut it down right now. See, Nesha gets it. Just like that, are all Chinese robots so bold? See, Godolph gets it? No, that would be too dangerous. The tree is very far away and I doubt the enemy has simply left it undefended. Oh, yes, that reminds me. I'm aware we have yet to define this term for our current circumstances, but there is almost certainly another enemy we will need to face here. Given what we have seen thus far, there is an excellent chance that there is a crypto assigned to this Lost Belt, and a king who has been ruling it since prior to the crypto's arrival. It is therefore in our best interests to gather as much information as we can before we prepare to face them. Holmes, don't try to pretend even for a moment that you don't know everything about everything by now. You look outside the window and you just like saw the entire script. You know how this goes, you already know it all. But I'm not going to tell you because that would be boring. While this particular Tree of Emptiness does seem to have grown considerably, it also appears to be in a fairly stable state. So we do not seem to be under any immediate pressure. Of course, if things should take a sudden turn for the worse, we will have no choice but to act. But for the time being, it should be safe to prioritize investigating this Lost Belt. Whatever steps we take next, we should begin by getting to the bottom of this case. That is, this unknown history. Yes, quite. Very well, we'll start by gathering information. It's important to know exactly what sort of dangers one is up against, after all. I see. Understood for now. Alrighty, let's see if there's anything else of interest around here. What's that? I don't think that answered anything. It would seem there is something else visible to the naked eye here. Something a fair distance from the Tree of Emptiness in its own right. Fascinating. It's very square. Oh, is it now? What the hell is that? Is it natural? Man-made? Hurry up and scan it, man. I'm working on it. Come on. It's no use. I can't get a read on it with anything. It's like it's deflecting any attempts to scan it. I thought it might be some sort of Magecraft-based structure, but if it doesn't show up on magical energy scans, perhaps it isn't. It seems all we can do is barely make it out with our eyes. Which would mean that, empirically speaking, we can't even be sure it is truly there. How can the cube be real if our eyes aren't real? Or however that goes. God. I suppose one possible explanation is that we are all just seeing things. God damn it, Holmes. Get out. Leave. You're not welcome here. You mean a mass hallucination? As in a vision from space? warm hospitality of frightening girl. Ah, my head! Please calm down, director. I'm sure that was just Holmes trying to make a joke. Fofo. At any rate, the only thing we can say for sure at this point is that we have no idea as to what's going on. Though I do wonder if this may have anything to do with that mysterious girl we saw near Russia's Tree of Emptiness. How weird of you to just bring that up, like, I wonder if this has something to do with that thing. Is there any reason to think so? In the sense that we could also see her, despite being unable to observe her with any instrumentation. Okay, fair enough, I guess. You can't see it. Okay. And then again, I suppose she did technically appear as a sort of blank spot on our sensors. Yeah, okay. Never mind, Holmes is just smoking again. Regardless, we still have far too little information to work with, so there is nothing to be gained from drawing conclusions now. Of course not. We're gonna have to wait about, I don't know, 18 chapters for Holmes to draw any kind of conclusions for us. I guess we might be able to get some readings if we got in close. I can't say I'm thrilled about the idea of getting near that thing, but if you want to head over there and try... Don't be daft. Why would we try to go inside that thing when we don't know the first thing about it? Why, if something were to happen to the border, or to me, mankind's last hopes would be dashed for good. No, our first order of business is to ensure our surroundings are safe, and then ensure I'm safe. Isn't that right, technical and administrative advisors? You're not wrong. Lost Belts do have their own populations, so we know there's got to be a town around somewhere. I can't tell yet if there's one near that giant cube or anywhere else nearby, but wherever we find one, we shouldn't get too close to it in the border. Remember what happened in China? So if we're prioritizing information and supplies, I think we should start by looking for a campsite. Luckily, the environmental readings are all stable, so we can assume we're safe enough to focus on keeping a low profile. I'd really rather not use the cameo function if we can help it, since it's a major resource hog. Now, where's a good out-of-the-way place we could hide the border around here? Aha! That rocky mountain over there looks promising. Yeah, I was thinking they would show me the mountain, but just showing me the sky. I guess that's kind of a mountain. Alright, we should probably decide on our plan of attack here. Just to make sure, how's that device holding up? The Aronnax Phantasm's as quiet as a piece of coral. It's not about to wake up anytime soon. I mean, I know that corals don't really make noise, I guess. But that's still a hella weird analogy to make. I was afraid of this. Even if we get to the coordinates now, I won't be able to do the ritual to activate it as long as this Lost Belt is here. Alright, so we can scrap that foreshadowing off the list. Apparently it definitely does not work as long as the Lost Belt is around. Got it? Definitely not gonna happen anyways. So we won't be able to use your fancy new device or update the border until we get rid of this Lost Belt, huh? I thought that might be the case, but that doesn't make it any less sucky. What did you expect? One can hardly hope to win first prize without taking part in the race. We will need to cut off this Lost Belt sooner or later, so if anything, this only helps simplify matters. Indeed. Now as usual, my duty is to defend the border, seeing as it's the last bastion of hope for mankind and all. Ringo and Mash, as you two are our field team, you will be working, well, in the field. Given that this will be the fourth Lost Belt you've investigated, you should be all hands at it by now. I'll do my best. Yes, sir. I'll be sure to stay alert while we're in the field. Like I said before, the environment here is a lot more stable than it was in Russia or Scandinavia. It's similar to China's climate in a lot of ways, but in addition to the physical heat and humidity, there's also a high concentration of mana in the air here. That means you won't be able to use the portable stealth devices I gave you in China, just so you're aware. How convenient. Okay, so I know that we made these stealth devices for you, but they don't work now. Sorry. Sauce. Still, at least we know you won't need to use the Olderus boards or any other special transport equipment here. So you won't have to worry about that. Yes, ma'am. Good, good. Just the sort of enthusiasm I like to see. However, one can't live on enthusiasm alone. Having just two of you out in the field is a risk I would rather not take. So the servants who will accompany you on your investigation shall be... Sorry, I think that is a sensible decision, but I can't accompany them. I was not sent here as a combatant. Were I to try to fight alongside Rinko, I would just get in her way. Give it a year and a half. My job is to make improvements on this vessel. I may not yet be able to do so, but there is still a lot of foundational work I can begin now. The first thing I'm going to focus on is improving this bridge's shock absorption. As I said, these cushions leave quite a lot to be desired. Hey, I was planning to get them when I had time, you know. Of course, I will accompany them. I have some connection to India as well. I am sure I can be useful. Right. India has historically been close with China, where they called it Tianshu. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Thank you, Nesha. I am very reassured knowing you'll be there to help us. Nonetheless, Nesha alone simply won't be enough. Da Vinci needs to remain here on standby, so that she can operate the border at a moment's notice if necessary. And Holmes needs to stay so that he can make full use of the border's instruments while he analyzes our findings. Suffice to say, Rinko, that you will need to bolster your fighting force if you are to carry out your investigation. To do so, you will have to try summoning new servants in the field. It's a shame the Atlas Institute servant wasn't more accommodating, but there is nothing we can do about that. I see God is in a really good mood now that she has another servant staying behind who can keep him safe. I agree you'll need to start by summoning new servants, but as they say, every cloud has a silver lining. And this particular summoning has two of them. First off, electricity. Thanks to Sion, we have another disposable booster you can use, like you did in China. She said it's called a void cell. I gotta say, the Atlas Institute comes up with some really interesting stuff sometimes. As a refresher, just hook it up to Mash's shield, and it'll provide all the resources you need for the summon. Unfortunately, thanks to all the time it took to make everything, I only got enough juice for 2 servants. But hey, it's still way better than flying a kite in a storm, right? Second, I already found a perfect ley line for summoning, and it's well within walking distance. I concur. Once you have bolstered your forces there, you can begin investigating our surroundings in earnest. Understood, we'll make sure to do that. Well, no time like the present, let's go. Whoa. Fo. You sure you're okay with this, Gordy? What do you mean? Oh, you know, I just figured you'd want to say, hold it, I'm the director and I give the orders around here, or something like that. Oh. Well, I will admit I did come up with a few authoritative directives ahead of time. But I ultimately decided they weren't necessary, given how this law spell seems. fairly peaceful. And if there is no point in saying them, well, why waste my breath? It's only good sense. Of course there's a point to them. They're very important. Go on, Cody. Hurry up and say something. Oh, well, if you insist, and if it's not too late. Hold it, hold it. You're forgetting something pivotal. What's that? Your commander's orders, of course. We can't start an operation without them. Go on now. Line up. Back straight. Never mind the salute, just listen up. Ringo, as the captain of the Shadow Border and the director of Chaldea, here are your orders. You are to investigate this law spell spreading across Indian land, and to find a means of felling that tree of emptiness as soon as possible. I don't know how the hell to pronounce pivotal. What do you think I am, American? In addition to eliminating this lost belt and protecting Earth from this invasion, you are also to secure a path that will enable us to further modify and evolve the Shadow Border. That is true, Americans can't pronounce. Their entire language is a complete mess, though I guess that's on the Brits. I suppose. On it. That's more like it. When a mission's especially difficult, that's when you need to send them off with high hopes. We're really coming into our own as a team. I think we'd even give the old Chaldea a run for its money. Huzzah! I did it! I beat Chapter 1! Samsara of Genesis and Terminus Yuga-Kshetra, the final Dark God. Okay, I'm gonna try to change headphones real quick because these are awful and painful. Give me a Okay, well, turns out I couldn't actually couldn't glet the other headphones, so I'm gonna go without audio for a bit. That's fine. All right, initiate point. And oh god, that's already 6 arrows right there. Meeting hope in a lonely world. In this quest, you will form your party immediately before the battle begins. Would you like to start the quest? Okay, so this is where they start to do this thing where you actually get the story first, and only then you need to make the team, and I like that. That's a good change. That way you actually know what you're going up against if you were going in blind. Not that anyone actually does that. I have to ask. Are you sure this will work? You had a fairly rough go of it in China, didn't you? Granted, I was so out of sorts early on there thanks to having to confront my mortality that I wasn't able to make the same sort of cool-headed decisions I usually do. Yeah, that's the best part. If you're the kind of person that wants to actually use these story supports, you generally get to know who they are, and that's super helpful. You don't need to look up on the internet. Okay, the first question mark here is beans. Anyways, I actually don't quite remember what happened very well. Still, I do recall hearing something about being unable to summon servants there. You don't have to tell us. We're all fully aware. But I think we'll be okay. China was a unique situation even for a Lost Belt. Still, for what it's worth, I don't think Ringu will have any trouble summoning capable servants here. Same. All we have to do now is give it a shot. Is everything ready, Marsh? Yes, everything is in place for the summoning spell, and the connection to the Spirit Origin briefcase is stable. Running final checks, done. Heroic Spirit Summoning System Fate, all systems green. Go ahead whenever you're ready, Master. My will creates your body, and your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call, and abide by this will and reason, then answer me. I hereby swear. I embody all that is good in the world. I shall defeat all that is evil in the world. Seventh heaven, clad in the 3 words of power, come forth from the circle of binding, guardian of the scales. And it's bananas. The other banana. I am Rama, a saber and the great king of Kosala. Sita when? The light works? Sita. Give me Sita. I will give you all my Ramas. I don't need them. Just give me Sita, thanks. I am a Lancer. My true name is Karna. It is good to be here. It works, Senpai. We couldn't have hoped for a better result. I could have probably done a bit better than these two. Neither of them are currently particularly relevant meta servants. Where's my double scatty? How am I supposed to play the game and save the world if I can't even use my green buttons? Anyways, we even know them already. Whoa, good. I knew it, I had it in me. Why, these servants I summoned are perfect for tackling India. With a lineup like this, I dare say we've already as good as won. Well, technically it was Ringo that summoned them. This is such good news, it almost makes me want to run around whooping for joy. I won't, of course. But at least Foe can hop around gleefully in my stead. Go ahead, Foe. For Foe. True, Quick was dead on arrival. And then Skadi revived them for like a few years. Now it's dead again. Sad. I see. Now I understand. So we are fighting for Chaldea on behalf of proper human history. Indeed. It sounds as though your path thus far has been quite arduous, Master Rinko. But now that you have summoned me, the King of Kosala, and the Avatar of Vishnu, your worries are over. No matter what manner of hardships may lie ahead, my sword, a bane of all evil, will rend any obstacles you encounter asunder. And on the slight chance I'm not enough by myself, you even managed to summon Karna, the hero of benefaction. This goes far beyond just good luck. Just how many good deeds have you done to earn this kind of karma, Master? You give me far more credit than I deserve. Still, I can promise you this, Master. Now that I have been summoned here, I will do everything in my power to see your will done. I await your orders. That said, as a Kshatriya, I could ask for no greater honor than to fight alongside the King of Kosala. Truthfully, even I cannot deny that I feel fortune smiling upon us. How very respectful of you, son of Surya, god of sun. So it is... I guess the way it works is Surya is the god of sun, not Karna, right? I know even less about India than everything else combined, which is slightly less than 0. Oh, so that's good. let's go with they told me I would make for a great teacher. Imagine me teaching history to anyone. I will feel most reassured knowing you have my back. You're really happy about this, huh, Marsh? So, the funny thing is, isn't this the second time where we get to use Karna and Arjuna gets to be the enemy? I mean, not that we've seen Arjuna, I'm sure he's not going to be anyway in here. Definitely not. So they really don't seem to like Arjuna much. But I make him the villain every time. Oh, yes. Although I'm also just relieved. Since I already know very well just how heroic and dependable they are. I'm so grateful they were the ones who chose to answer your call. I'll say, even without the home advantage going for them, I'd say these were some of the best possible servants we could have hoped to summon. Rama, Karna, Arjuna and Parvati were my top choices from the Spirit Origin craft going in. Yeah, I guess it makes sense that if Arjuna is the hero, then we need to do the we need to do the twist where Karna is actually the hero instead. Also, Rama, Karna, Arjuna and Parvati. Well, I guess we couldn't get Parvati because she was already present for the prequel of this storyline, so I guess we stuck with these two chumps. But it was still a roll of the dice as to whether any of them would respond to the summon. And if that weren't good enough, Rama and Karna are both enormously well known and influential here. Given all that, along with the fact that they know India like the backs of their hands, I'm sure they'll be even more helpful than usual. That said, I'm sure some things might be off for them here, given that it's a law spell and all, but I'm sure they'll still handle it way better than us Europeans. Oh snap, there comes the Indian lore. I don't mind, but yeah. The only thing I know about Indian stuff is that apparently it's just Dragon Ball Z. But cooler, I guess. Speaking of which, what do you make of this law spell so far? How is it different from the India you're familiar with? How is it different? How is it not different? I recognize nothing of this topography. Good. Okay, well, the first part is immediately thrown into the trash. Rama knows absolutely nothing about this India. Perfect. No, it's more than that. I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but it feels like the air here is... Yes, it's very dry. It makes me feel lonely. Well, see, if fate has taught me anything, is that some god was just kind of chilling and popped a random god, girl, whatever, and now that girl is the entire universe. I haven't seen Dragon Ball do that yet, so more OP it is. Yes, that's it. It makes me feel lonely. I have no idea what that might mean though. Lonely, huh? Foe? And of course, I always make a point to try and sense my wife whenever I materialize, but it seems she is nowhere to be found here. One more reason I feel lonely, I think. I don't think Dragon Ball Z actually has literal babies that destroy the multiverse. Like, what's that? Boo? I mean, that's a man baby. There's a difference. Man babies that destroy multiverses is fine. Okay, but Dragon Ball Super was a mistake. So we don't need to talk about that. Nah. Alright, now that all the Dragon Ball Super fans have left, because they've been offended, we can continue the story. Oh, my beloved Sita. When will I get to see you again? Rama needs to go and play some arcade, I guess. I don't sense anything familiar here either. Well, I suppose there is... Are you picking something up? No, it's nothing. For a moment I felt a bit of the kind of tension I feel prior to battle. Ugh, I hate it when they're like, I sense something. What is it? Nothing. Please speak, communicate. Stop doing this. I was trying to figure out what it might be, but I couldn't come up with anything. I must have been imagining things. Perhaps my mind was playing tricks on me. I mean, to be fair in this case, apparently Karna is super bad at communication, so par for the course really. I'm sorry I can't be clearer than that, Master. Very well then, what do you make of that mysterious cube off in the distance? To be honest, I've got nothing. I have no idea. I've traveled to all manner of countries in my search for Sita, but I've never seen nor heard of anything like that. Nor have I. There is something about its shape that seems vaguely familiar. Yeah, the maths also say that Karna's understanding of good communication is saying that, well, my master is so fat that if I dropped her on top of my enemies, it would deal more damage than my sunbeam. So there's that. Karna's words deal more burn damage than the sunbeam, honestly. But I am sure that is not the kind of answer you are looking for. Not really, no. I could say it looks like a giant die or an enormous 3D puzzle, but that wouldn't do us any good. We want to know what it's made of, not what it looks like. If you proper human history servants don't know, then it's obviously something unique to this Lost Belt. In which case, the only way we'll find answers is by investigating it. You can start with our immediate surroundings as I originally planned. Remember, the fate of the world hinges on us, so make sure you do your damn jobs. Hey Master, I know he's your superior, but does he have to be so condescending? Does he not know I'm a king? He's a good guy at heart, I promise. Well, no matter. Given that I am a servant now, I can certainly overlook a transgression or two. He is definitely condescending, but also totally harmless. I recommend not dwelling on it. Fo. Alright, why don't we get our investigation underway? We'll begin with the immediate vicinity, so just head in the direction we tell you and we should be all set. You might run into a wild animal or two along the way, but I'm sure you guys will be able to handle them just fine. Okay. I'm forced... I don't get the option to even pick. Can I at least change the order of servants? Yes, I can. VR Mashu does not need to take part. Also, I'm not about to dress up in whatever the hell the Chaldea combat uniform is even supposed to be. Instead, I will be dressing up fashionably. I probably should have put the... Wait, no, Right, I don't get any I don't get any points for this anyways. Starting from this day onwards, all the support servants, the guest ones, they do have a nice CE that helps them out. Begin battle with NP charge at 50% and increase NP gain by 50% for yourself. That's better than what we can get. The Azure Magical Girl or whatever, that's 50% and 30% NP gain up. Damn power creep. Now the support servants are just flat out better. Anyways, I don't think there's much importance here other than showcasing the gimmick of this place, which is that you get a bunch of debuffs at the start of the fight. Right now it's all the colors, HP recovery rate down and debuff resistance down. That's obnoxious. So since they updated the animations of Karna and Rama for specifically this for Lost Belt 4, at least on the JP side, it means that this would be probably the first time you get to actually see the animation updates. I wonder if they did this quest specifically so they can showcase the animations. I don't know how big it is. I can maybe try to check that online with some magic powers. Let me do that. Let's see. That's the quest completed. That's nice. Yeah, it was. They both got updated at the same time, I think, and it was way earlier. But that's how it goes. But for JP, they got updated like a week before this, maybe. All right, next node. It still limits my team, so I guess Mashu goes Mashu. Does any of this actually matter? But yeah, Magical Girl Sapphire is literally just a worse version of the CE on display here. Except I guess this doesn't give you stats. But yeah, let's not have Mashu Smashu in front. I have standards. I'm not about to use that. Oh, now we get story before. We did end up running into some wild animals, but you all handled them no problem. That said, foe, you all look pretty puzzled. Indeed, now that I've had a quick warm-up, I can say for sure that there is something strange about this land. I agree completely, but I can't figure out what it might be. Yes, compared to the one we know from proper human history, was it? It feels as though there is something unusual covering the entire world. Is it like the loneliness you mentioned before? Maybe, maybe not. It's nothing I can really put my finger on, nor can I put it into words. All I know for sure is that, whatever it is, it's preventing us from performing at our best. It doesn't mean we can't fight, but we definitely can't use 100% of our power. Do you think it'll get better? Okay, but at least it's not goddamn Salem, which halved you levels for most of the fights, and that was a special kind of miserable. Honestly, I don't know. Things might improve once we get used to it, but at this point I just can't say. Nonetheless, I wouldn't pay too much heed. Even if we can't use all of our power, we still have more than enough to carry your commands. So don't worry about us, Master. All you need to worry about is telling us what to do. Now then, it looks like we have more hungry beasts to deal with. Let's take care of them quickly so we can continue investigating our surroundings. Okay, while you investigate the surroundings, I'm going to go and take a look at the debuff. Oh boy, it's an Indian wolf and demonic grasshoppers. They're demonic because they have wings, unlike real grasshoppers. I don't know anything about bugs, don't fact check me. They don't have wings. Okay, so it's a 10% debuff to all the colors. The healing effectiveness is 20%. And the debuff down is 10% as well. So it's not big. Yeah. I know I said I know nothing about animals or bugs. And that's still true, but I realized kind of mid-sentence, oh shit, they do have wings, but they don't really fly, I guess. But yeah, definitely, they definitely don't have wings, unless they do, in which case, shush. Okay. Let's let Nesha show some of that NP quality. That was like 26,000. That wasn't great. This Nesha is NP4 too. That was kind of sad. I think my own Nesha is actually better. So there is that. Anyway, so here's a demonic grasshopper swarm. Because the previous one wasn't. It was just one. Donna says that the NP will be his first and most likely last strike, and neither of those statements are true. Bruh. Oh wow, that wasn't even enough. Damn, these servants are bad. Level 80 Karna. Unga bunga red button goes. Who needs crit stars? I sure don't. I guess some of the buffs already went out before I actually did anything of note, so the fact that it dealt no damage, I guess that's mostly my fault. And wrap it up with a brave chain of drama, and we can make progress. Huzzah! Yay! Weekly missions are done. So yeah, after the interludes last night, I checked the first few notes of LP4, and it just happened that there's 7 riders there. So hey, What do you make of the area so far? We've been able to get a handle on it to some degree on our end, but I'd still like to hear your thoughts on it now that you've experienced it for yourselves. Well, I can see a lot of placid bodies of water around here. They're all covered in lotus flowers and it's very pretty. And there's also plenty of dry land, so we haven't had any problems walking around. Basically, it's surprisingly normal. Well, of course, water is essential for living things to survive. It looks like there are large rivers here too, so it would seem it's just environmentally as stable as China was. Oh, this signal. Is that... Just as I suspected, a world with a pleasant climate is bound to have people, which also means it's bound to have towns. I just picked up what appears to be one such town in the direction you're headed. I'll send you the coordinates now. Be sure to approach it with the utmost caution. Okay. So far so good. It hasn't... The first chapter hasn't had that beefy of dialogue sections, so I guess that should probably continue. Okay, now it allows us to actually use our own servants, I guess. Wow. Rama has higher attack than Carnodos. So does Nesha, actually. Wow. Well, it's Berserkers, so I'm gonna nab Nesha with me. However, I think what I actually want to do here is just take Karna, take Rama, and then that's not right. I'm just going to use the exact same damn team, why not? But my own. Oh damn, that's right. That's actually HP. I'm great. So what were the other Indian servants? Arjuna? Yeah, Arjuna. All right, let's make this our high quality team for the Chinese lost belts. I need to make this cheaper. That's still too expensive, but where is there we go. I'm gonna drop that by a bit. What do I slap on Parvati here? Don't actually know. That'll do. Yeah, those are 2 super scopes, and then I have a few regular ones. One day I will have my triple super scope and farming will be nice. And of course I need to change my look. Can't look bad in India. Close your eyes. Clasp your hands. Offer your prayer to the God above. Those 3 things are an important part of our daily lives. We all have to do them. Well, I guess India just has a lot of lancing going on. Nah, I don't think it really matters what you have in there. Just have mostly your favorites in there. Right? That's how I would do it. Except for, you know, waiver and some other options there. My father complains about everything, but he still prays every day, even if he always grumbles while he does it. If I forget to pray at the right time, he gets really angry. Well, he's always angry, but he gets even more angry. Alright, best dad award goes to this guy. I think if I had a mother, she'd get angry too. I've only heard about mothers in stories, so I don't know that for sure, but that's what I'd guess. Prayers are very important, so I can't blame them for getting angry. That's true for routine prayers, and prayers just for the sake of praying. Praying is an essential part of our lives. We pray, and we pray. And we hope that our God hears us. We live our lives the best we can. We try hard to be good people. So please, O great God above, please guide us to the next yuga. What's all the commotion outside? I'm gonna go take a look. Where do you think you're going? It's okay, I already finished my prayers. Come on, Vihan. Dog. Okay, you might want to fix some parts of this. Once we confirmed the town was safe to approach, we decided to take a closer look, as there was only so much we could learn at the distance. Yeah, there's our next heartbreak, that sounds about right, like... I think we're not even pretending, it's just like, okay, here's the first chance to showcase any humanity in here, here's the small child, cry for him. That said, this isn't what I was expecting. It definitely doesn't seem too peaceful. I'd have to agree, there are a number of broken buildings and the fountain is jutting out at an odd angle. It would be a beautiful town square if it was properly maintained, but as it is now, it feels kind of run down. What about townspeople? Are there any there? Yes, there are, though it feels like they're giving us a wide berth. I don't see any furry-eared beasts like we did in Russia, and it doesn't look like the H's are skewed like in Scandinavia. At a glance, they look like perfectly ordinary people. They do seem to be wary of us, but I don't sense any overt hostility. I imagine they would react similarly to any unfamiliar visitors. It would seem they're sizing us up just as we're sizing them up. In that case, it's best if we don't give them unnecessary cause for suspicion. We'll refrain from calling you for the time being, so please use that time to focus on gathering as much information as you can. Prediction: Nesha is here as the loose cannon of the group. Nesha is going to do something to cause suspicion in like the next 10 seconds. Understood. Alright, here goes. Doggo. The dialogue just says doggo. Has language devolved to a point where doggo is just an acceptable term for a dog now? That doggo is adorable. Foe? Foe? She doesn't seem to be afraid of us either. I think I'll try talking to her. Hi there. Would we talk to you for a bit? Yikes, you surprised me. Hello. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, don't worry, I'm always spacing out, so I get surprised a lot. If you just want to talk, that's fine with me. Say, can I ask who you guys are? I've never seen anyone else dressed like you before. We're travelers. That's right. This is Rinko and I'm Ash Curilite. May I ask your name? I'm Asha, and this is Vihan. He's astonishingly cute, isn't he? Arf. Fo. Fo. So you are named after the Hindi words for hope and dawn. That's lovely. Oh yes, I almost forgot. I am Rama, and this is Karna and Nesha. You may have heard our names in stories of great warriors, but pay that no heed. Eh? Is it my imagination, or do the other people here seem afraid of something now? So if you travelers, does that mean you don't have a home? No, we don't. At least not in this town. You don't? That's terrible. Shockingly terrible. Why is that terrible? Because of the Kali, of course. You can't pray without a house, and if you can pray, the Kali are gonna eat you up. Kali? Asha, is that... Ah, fuck. What are you doing here, Asha? Can't you see what's happening? The Kali are here. Everyone inside? Okay, I'm locking the door. Get ready to pray. Get inside. Hurry. The Kali are here, but these travelers don't have a home. Father, can we let them stay in ours? Of course not. I can't afford to look after a bunch of people we don't even know. Wait, please. You're Asha's father, right? Can you at least tell us what's going on? My name's Ajay. Use it. And I've got my hands full taking care of just one Ullo. Sorry, but you lot are on your own. On our own with what? What's an Ullu? What? Were you born yesterday or something? With the Kali, of course. All we can do is lock ourselves up in our homes and pray to our god not to discard us. So that we don't become faithless, wordless people doomed to end up as nothing more than Kali food. Go on, travelers. You've got to hurry and find a place to hide and pray. I'm sure you already know this, but the Kali... Be quiet, Asha. We can't afford to pray for them as well as us. Ah, thanks. That's helpful. Because, idiot is a word I use often, I guess I should just be an Ullo then. Master, all the other people are gone. It looks like we're the only ones left still outside. They must have all gone back to their homes. Now what should we do? I know Asha told us to hide, but... Get back, Master. Is that the Kali? Be careful, that is not the only one. Alright, six-legged crocodiles. They're attacking everything in sight. Is that why the town is in such poor shape? Kali. That is the devil's name. That must be one unique to Indian mythology, rather than the one defined by the Holy Church. I don't know how you Westerners categorize them, but we have always called them devils. I do get the sense that these aren't the same devils we know, but whatever they are clearly bent on causing destruction. No kin can sit idly by and watch such destruction. These creatures will make worthy foes for my indestructible blade. My body still feels odd, but the effects are negligible. We should have no serious issues. Yeah, the town looks good otherwise, except random crocodiles kind of shitting the place up, I guess. Agreed. I'm not about to let that stop me from helping. Give us your orders, Master. We'll handle these things. Got it. Let's fight. Right, my Ordinax is holding steady at better than expected readings. I'm good to go too. Mashu, you're not going anywhere. Armored Shielder, moving out. No, Marsh. You don't get to do anything. Just Stay back and be in your VR virtual reality world. Okay, so the Kalis are berserkers. I don't mind that. That's completely fine by me. Nice activation of the wrong skill right there. So I've taken note that basically all the singularities and now the lost belts, they like to follow kind of like this place has a lot of X class, and this is definitely defined by being the berserker location, and that's kind of scary because berserkers in the end game tend to be kind of bad. You cannot defend against them unless you happen to run Reines. Of course, they do tend to die a lot easier as well, but you know, I don't think it quite balances out. Oh right, and foreigners exist. So Hokusai go brr. Completely acceptable. Unfortunately, I am missing one of the foreigners here, which is, of course, the best one, Mysterious Heroine Double X. Best in terms of being the best, not actually gameplay. 144? That's less than I was expecting. Well, I guess she didn't have the buff going on. Oh well. Now let's do it like that. Oh, that was the end of the fight too. Okay. I'm too used to having actual 3 waves of stuff. Yes! We got our first Arrowhead of Malice. Only 47 more. And I can have William Tell actually be good. An arrowhead that has bathed in blood, sin and corruption. It is said to carry a curse that invites disaster. Stupid stand arrows. Alright, I forgot to pick up my weekly missions here, so let me do that real quick. And that wasn't all of them. Whoops. Alright, that's 243. Alright, so we've arrived in Pichu, which I don't think I'm going to farm anything at, so that's nice. Also, I'm a moron. Why did I build my team like this? There's bond points to be had. Sorry, I'm an Ulu. What the hell am I doing? Give me those bond points. Jesus. You don't need CEs. Think that's maximizing them? Think that's maximizing them. Let me nab in any support that gives me that. Doesn't really matter, I'm not going to let it go to the back row. There are more than I expected. This could be troublesome. Hmm? Ah, stay back! Get away from me! Please, dear God! Save me! No, no. Ah! My favorite pastime, seeing people getting eaten by random crocodiles. It's my fault, I was one step too late. These people have no weapons with which to defend themselves. If their homes are destroyed, there is nothing they can do to avoid being eaten. This is horrific. I've been focusing on the Kali going after the more fragile houses, but there seems to be no end to them. It's becoming a problem. I could wipe them all out at once with my noble phantasm, but that would also end up destroying the very people and homes we are trying to protect. Yeah, I think we all know that. You didn't have to specifically say like, oh yeah, so I have this explosion bomb, big AoE, damage, hurt, noble phantasm, can't use it because there's beans. We'll just have to do the best we can, taking them out one at a time. Agreed. This is truly a race against time. Every second counts when eliminating these monsters. Good grief. When I decided to stay out of sight so as not to interfere with your information gathering, I never expected you would end up suddenly fighting such an intense battle. It would seem I'll need to run all the instruments at full power so as not to miss any data. So much for my break. Hold it, there's something else headed your way. Many somethings, I should say, and all distinctly different from the creatures you're currently fighting. Yeah, see, the problem with that is, like, Karnov specifically says during the NP that this will be his last strike, but that doesn't come up in this game at all. And I know exactly why that is. The logic was that, oh, Karna is a 5-star servant that we want people to roll for. We can't have a negative effect on this guy. Things have certainly changed since then. We can now have negative effects on rare and special servants, but in the early game I can figure they were like, oh, we can just have him die. Why would anyone want a servant like that just blows out a wave and then dies and another servant comes in? Nobody wants that. Alright, didn't feel like drawing a proper enemy here. What are these white beasts? Are they hostile too? No, look, they're attacking the Kali. So they're on our side? Not necessarily. Yeah. Who in their right mind would ever grail a servant that just dies? Or kills another servant for that matter. Sure, nobody does that either. Yeah, they should give a strengthening quest to Karna's NP that gives it a defense down, but also like it doesn't actually do anything, it's just 0%, it just shows up. I'm not sure if they eat people or if they hunt Kali and simply mistook us for them. But they're coming after us too. Then I guess there's no point in wondering how these new creatures might affect the situation. We'll just have to follow Karna's lead and put everything we have into fighting back. We can't let harm come to anyone else. Please give us your orders, Master. I feel like he should also get an attack down, because it's like... I'm just blowing my entire load here, so after this I can't do anything. Alright, more Kalis. Ooh, I can have a... I can have a lot of star. The quick buttons go brr, as they say. The damage is absolutely pitiful and I regret ever doing that. Swagger. Are you sure you want to use swagger on me? Because while that does confuse the enemy, it also increases their attack. And if they're a physical attacker, it's going to deal a lot of damage. I didn't even pay attention. Did I have any crit stars even? And hey, remember, if I get lucky, if I get lucky in garbage nodes like this, it is actively taking luck away from the real fights. So actually me getting lucky here statistically is unlucky. Okay, here's some recall on Pycons. Rama is actually not that bad here, since his only defining feature is that he kills demons dead good. Well, I can probably find out pretty quickly. Let's see. Yep, that's a quick down. All right. Huh. They prioritize sometimes attacking evil aligned servants. That's interesting. They have like a 30% attack of 30% chance of attacking anyone, 60% chance of attacking evil alignment servants, and then they have like a 10% chance of attacking buffing? No, debuffing you with the skill. Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's clearly the meta. Actually, looking at it, I'm looking at the NP here. They're apparently not going to use the skills, the skill unless they have a buff on their own. And their Noble Phantasm looks like it doesn't really give them that. Maybe I'm reading that wrong, but there we go. Oh boy, it's a Pycon Horn. Sorry, Warhorse's Young Horn. I don't need them. And their NP also deals extra damage to evil alignment, so that's neat. I wonder if that's relevant to the lore or something. Ugh. All nearby hostiles have been eliminated. We did it! We finally managed to get rid of all those demonic-looking Kali monsters and the white beasts that showed up later. Yeah, I have maxed out my QP because I'm going to get new servants sooner or later. Actually, now that I think about it, I should do something with William Tell real quick. As I suspected, it would seem that those white beasts and the Kali are mortal enemies given how viciously they attack one another. Indeed. Nor did the white beasts attempt to destroy any part of the town. It was thanks to them that we were able to fend off the Kali. Though we did have to eliminate them as well, given that they also tried to attack us. So what, these are some kind of like guardians of the area that keep the Kali at bay when people pray enough, and we just murdered them. I don't think the villagers are going to be particularly pleased by that. Your lord did this, huh? Now you've done it. Oh, hi, Asha's father. Don't call me that. Can you tell us what these things are? At first I figured these guys were from the other side of the mountain since they don't pray. But I guess they really are just a bunch of Ulor who don't know anything about the Kali. Either way, I don't want any part of this trouble. What's there to tell? If you lot know what's good for you, you'll get out of here as soon as... Miss, are you guys okay? You are? That's astonishing. Asha is easily astonished. I'm so glad you're alright. I'm glad you're alright too, Asha. What a relief to see you're not hurt. Yeah, I'm okay, but Vihan's well... Wine. Wine. Oh no. The dog has the doggo has taken critical damage. And is quickly becoming a raging alcoholic. I see. He's dragging his leg. Poor thing. Yeah, he got caught onto a cabinet that fell down when our house started shaking. I'm sorry, Vihan. Wine. Cavalry. So, if Saber Alter was here, why am I calling her Saber Alter? Anyways, if she was here, this would be the scene where she can just go, you will henceforth be known only as Cavalturd. Foe. God, is there any value in a dog that can run? What happened? The Kali are dead? And the sacred beasts? Hello. Who are you? I'm Prakash, the town mayor. Are you travelers? Do you know anything about this disaster? We do. These beasts attacked us, so we killed them. You what? If you would like a full account, then call for your finest scribe. It would be such a waste for me to recount my exploits without someone present to record them. What? What have you done? How could you have killed the very agents of our guard that keeps us safe? We didn't have a choice. It was self-defense. Agreed, there was no other way. What's more, they were not the only ones we killed. That's right, we also fought the creatures you call Kali. Please understand, we were only trying to protect your town. Ah, don't be ridiculous, there's nothing to understand. What you have done is unforgivable. It goes against every law of this world. Every single one of them. I guess there's not that many laws around here then. Besides, the guard's sacred beasts would never attack people without a good reason. Oh, this is terrible. If we incur the court's wrath, if he thinks our town allowed, or worse, encouraged you vile deeds, we'll all be done for. Go away, leave our town at once. You are no longer welcome in Pichu. Yeah, get out of here. You damn heretics will get us all killed. Oh no. Would they be those people I've been hearing rumors about lately? Does this mean we're going to suffer divine punishments? Well, this is unexpected. They look like they might start throwing stones at any moment. What would you have us do, Master? Retreat? I agree. It would be difficult to gain any more information under these circumstances. Besides, I think we should try to avoid trouble with the locals as much as we possibly can. Let's go look for somewhere outside of town to set up camp. Yeah, see, we need to avoid spending time with these town people. Otherwise, God might throw a giant rock at the town. Just out of spite. Poor travelers. Okay. So yeah, since people brought up me having cash money here, I'm gonna have to actually, like, do something with this guy real quick. Spend some of that cash money. Because there's cash money I can get out of this nose, actually. So let's do that real quick. Oh, 3-star servants are pretty simple to ascend here. Alright, my man wants nuts. Completely understandable. That was a super or great success, I think. I didn't actually pay attention, so not entirely sure. Wow, I'm getting pretty lucky with all these super sucks. Okay, I'm immediately annoyed by the final art having the second ascension design. Already annoyed. So that means that for the time being, until I decide what I want to do with this guy, he's gonna have to look like this. They're not giving me an option. Anyways, let's just select the remaining EXP in here, because why not? I didn't plan on farming specifically Archer EXP. That just, they kind of happened from the hunting quests. And this is handy for the other Archer as well. Now the more important bit is to actually just get those skills up so I can spend money. This is always the most thrilling part of any potential stream, of course. Some random schmuck spending 10 minutes leveling up a servant. I think the other archer is the only other servant that is going to require arrowheads for now. He wants 70 of them. Can't say I'm pleased by that. It might seem like I don't have that many nuts left, but I don't actually need any more. Because all my servants are 999, it's only the future servants that matter at this point. And future servants don't need many nuts. I assure you that for the next 2 years, these are enough. Of course, my idiotic spreadsheets also take stuff like event shops into account. Assuming I clear those, and I of course will. Man, if only this William Tell was NP5, I could have the strongest William Tell in the game right now, pretty much. Because nobody else is going to waste time skilling him up fully immediately. They have better uses for the arrowheads, probably. Anyways, let's go back to the plot. Well, this is a fine how do you do. No sooner do you find a town and you get kicked out for fighting. You barely even have any intel to show for it. All you did was waste all precious time. First Russia, then Scandinavia and China, now India. Why can't we ever catch a damn break? Good grief. When you're examining a crime scene with a magnifying glass, Godolph, do you focus on the stain on your pants before even considering the evidence? What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying I have a stain on my finely ironed slacks? Oh no, I beg your pardon. Your uniform is quite spotless. Of course it is. Any sailor worth their salt should keep their uniform white as snow. I had mine cleaned by the laundry type before we left. Laundry type? I do recall seeing a weird looking captain running around base before. Godolph is a gift for this world. Holmes, do you mean that if we hope to find anything that might lead us to what we are seeking, we should be prepared to suffer a few setbacks at first? Precisely. If you're too focused on your expense ledger, you'll miss the evidence that's right in front of you, my dear Watson. Understood. I'll make sure to keep that in mind. Damn it, that was my chance to be Watson? Curse my gentlemanly propensity to be so acutely aware of my appearance. I knew that, of course. I was just playing devil's advocate. A nervous, high-strung devil's advocate. It was just a cunning ploy to elicit that reaction from Holmes. Yes, that's it. Yes. Yes. Quite. Oh. Anyway, we need to find a cool place nearby where we can pitch camp, right? In that case, why don't you try asking that little bunny hiding in the tall grass behind you for a recommendation? Good idea. In that case... Please don't hide in there, Asha. Can you come out where we can see you? Yikes, you surprised me. Since we're already surprising her, I might as well introduce myself. I'm sure she can handle it. Hi there, Asha. My name's Da Vinci. I'm a friend of Ringo's. I'm not actually there right now. I'm just using something called a transmission to send my voice over the air. There's also a detective here who might pop in every now and then, but don't mind him. He's harmless. Oh, we also have a commander who's obviously really bad with kids. But I'm having him sit this out, whether he likes it or not. Wow, it's just one surprise after another. You travelers really can do amazing things, can't you? The other townspeople were eager to see us leave. Why did you come after us? That's just like Kana to get straight to the point. I was curious about that too, but still. Oh, well, I want to give you these, so thank you for saving us. Ooh, bananas. Thanks. Oh, these are fine bananas indeed. You know, I used to feast on the bananas that Hanuman would pick for me all the time. They were jewels of the heavens, so delectable a single bite could make your cheeks melt away in pleasure. But I can tell that these bananas are surely every bit their equal. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this gift, Asha. Hanuma? You know, Hanuman, the monkey god? One of my closest allies? What's that? You've never even heard of him? Poor Hanuman. I guess even picking up and carrying a whole mountain wasn't enough to make you famous. You're in no position to be laughing at Lakshmana. Hold on. I sincerely doubt the answer could be no. But let me ask you something just to make sure. Have you heard the name Rama before? Innocently cocking head. What? Nani? My name is Karna. I am the warrior who once fought alongside the Kauravas, the descendants of King Kuru. Have you heard my name before? Shaking head. I see. Well, that is no surprise. I still have a long way to go before I reach the heights of mastery I strive for. Don't be ridiculous, Kana. That's giving yourself far too little credit. It is no exaggeration to say that in the India from proper human history, there is not a single person alive who has not heard your names. That is how great your heroic deeds were. So if the people here have no familiarity with the myths of the past, or the figures from well-known stories, that would mean that neither the Mahabharata nor the Ramayana exist in this lost belt. Alternatively, they may have existed in the past, but have since been forgotten. How sad to think that the people of this day have never heard of my grand exploits. No way. Does this mean we can't even be sure my exploits happened here? And if they didn't, does that mean that neither I nor Sita existed in this India? Either way, if Asha hasn't heard of you, there's no point in pursuing this line of questioning any further. Okay, congrats. The two servants we summoned here, because they are famous and get a boost, are not famous and do not get a boost. Excellent. They are completely useless. Give me something better. I think it's best if we stick to questions she'll actually be able to help us with, starting with our campsite. Asha, we're looking for a place where we can rest for the night. Can you think of any good spots? Well, there's a cave near here we used to play hide and seek. Alright, you have a good night. Yeah, imagine sleeping. Oh man, speaking of not sleeping, I guess the ice hockey match has started. I could turn on the TV, but I don't actually care enough. So let's instead go into a cave. Anything that would give us shelter from the wind and rain sounds great. Would you show us the way there? Sure, follow me. And on the way, we can ask about the really important things like the you-know-what over there. Right. Asha, can I ask you something? Do you know anything about that giant tree way off in the distance? Oh, you're curious about it too, huh? So am I. It just sprang up out of nowhere a while ago. I was so surprised. Is that all you know about it? Well, yeah, I mean, it's really far away, you know. Most of the people in town say it probably has something to do with our god, like God Skyboulder. That's actually just what I want to ask you about next. Is God Sky Boulder what you call that enormous cube floating over those mountains? Good dialogue right here. So, we call it the God Sky Boulder because we think it has something to do with our god. Okay? Do you call the cube the God Sky Boulder? Yes! Must shut up. Uh-huh. Even Asha is confused. Also, God Sky Boulder is a garbage name. Now that we know its name, the next question is obvious. What exactly is it? Well, that's a funny question. God Sky Boulder is God Sky Boulder. It's been around forever, just like the sun and the ground. Everyone knows that. Didn't it just a moment ago, didn't you just say that it appeared out of nowhere? I don't know what else to say. God Sky Boulder is God Sky Boulder, just like the sun is the sun. I'm positive my father would say the same thing. Send help. Then why is it called God Sky Boulder? Not that I can imagine how humans could have made such a thing. I think it's because our god made it, or maybe because he lives there? Sorry, I really don't know. Nobody ever goes near it. Oh? Why is that? Speaking for myself, I find it an enormously compelling object of interest. Most mysterious indeed. It is without a doubt worth investigating. Yes, we've established that. I just know it's got something to do with our god, so people are supposed to stay away. Besides, they also say there are lots of Kali around there trying to kill our god. It's not just me. My father, my aunt, nobody in Pichu ever goes there. Oh yeah, we have to ask you about the Kali too. From what we saw, I'm guessing their attacks happen pretty regularly, but... Wow, you mean the Kali never come to your town, travelers? That's so surprising. You must be from somewhere really far away, especially if you can't even see God Sky Boulder from there. You know I'm eventually supposed to feel bad about Asha just dying, but can I just like get Gary in here? And have him just nothing personal this kid right now? Thanks. But yeah, of course the Kali show up a lot whenever a Yuga's about to end. And since tomorrow's Kali Yuga, I bet there'll be way more tomorrow than there were today. Huh? What are you talking about? You mean you don't know? I thought everybody knew lots of Kali show up on Kali Yuga, since it's the last Yuga and all. That's why everyone always locks their doors even tighter and prays even harder than they did for Dwapara Yuga today. Question. What will happen when tomorrow is over? You mean you travelers don't even know that? That's really surprising. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that, even Vihan. I mean, it's something as natural as the sun giving us daylight, you know. Let's just say we're from somewhere really off the beaten path. A place pretty much at the ends of the earth where everything from society to history is fundamentally different. So please, tell us, Asha, what happens when Kali Yuga is over? Why, our god passes judgment and everyone dies, of course! Yay! But then, if our god decides you're worthy, he brings you back to life, and the first happy Yuga starts all over again. So I don't need Geri to do anything about this. Perfect. Munch munch. Banavofo. These bananas are really good, but... Munch munch munch. Let me just make sure I have these Yugas straight, Asha. In this world, the first Yuga lasts for 4 days, the second lasts for 3, the third lasts for 2, and the final one, Kali Yuga, comes on the final day. Do I have that right? Uh-huh. Oh, but they do say each Yuga used to be way longer a long time ago. Once upon a time, I heard there used to be things called years and months during each Yuga, though I don't know what they are. Maybe that's why my father always says it's a lot harder to keep track of things for like anniversaries now. I wonder if he remembers that my 4000th day of being alive is coming up soon. Then, when the Kali Yuga is over, you said a god will then pass judgment, killing everyone and bringing them back to life, right? An actual god? I guess it's certainly not impossible, especially given what we saw in Scandinavia, but still. So this judgment is just a normal part of life here? Uh-huh. As long as you pray, everything stays the same, just like how the sun rises when it's morning. It would seem our shared perceptions of normality are fundamentally misaligned. This could be quite difficult. After all, it only makes sense that someone who perceives such abnormalities to be entirely mundane would find them unremarkable. We'll just have to take each difference one at a time. Let's start with something simple. In this case, I think it's got to be defining exactly what a Yuga. Yugas might be a pretty well-known concept, but it's still important to make sure we're all on the same page. Plus, talking about it might help us figure out what the differences are between our concept and Asha's concept. I like how Da Vinci just talks about Yugas, like, oh yeah, everyone knows what Yugas are. As Holmes would say, I think our shared perceptions of normality are fundamentally misaligned. Someone should probably explain what the hell a Yuga is. So first off, does everyone here know what Yugas are in our world? God damn it, Da Vinci, shut up. You're not supposed to be like this. Ah, I see. So we're giving an option of either knowing or not knowing. Which I think that's a hallmark of one of the writers. I forget who wrote Yuga Kshetra right now. But one of the others are like, we will assume that Kuda is an idiot and explain everything. And the other one is, Kuda is the smartest person on earth and knows everything, but we will give you the option of hearing the info. Yugas are a Hindu concept that says the world is always cycling between 4 distinct periods. In order, those periods are called Krita, or Satya, Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. When the Kali Yuga draws near, law, order, and morality cease to exist, and the world starts to fill up with evil instead. Then when the Kali Yuga ends, the gods are said to destroy the world, remake it, and let a new Krita Yuga begin all over again. I don't know how this R with a dot at the bottom is supposed to be pronounced, so I will proceed to keep pronouncing it as Krita. Brilliant. Thank you, Captain. Not at all. I just overheard something with which I was familiar, so I thought I would chime in. And that's all I had to say. Captain, now I see. If your true name is what I think it is, then you would have some ties to India. You think? Why the hell do you think we're in India in the first place? So you guys do know what Yugas are? Well, that's a surprise. Oh, I get it. You were just teasing me, weren't you? You're so silly. This truly is difficult. There are some concepts we share and some we don't, and both kinds are mixed together in the same word. Yeah, that's language in a nutshell. At least it seems that we're mostly on the same page when it comes to our enemy. I also knew what devils called Kali appear during the Kali Yuga to plunge the world into chaos. Sure, but according to Asha there, today is only supposed to be the third one, Dwapara Yuga. Oh, the Kali are always around, there's just more of them depending on the Yuga. You almost never see one during Krita Yuga, and there are so many during Kali Yuga, it's shocking. If a Kali kills you, you won't be able to receive the god's blessing anymore. That's why everyone prays so hard. So it's not getting killed they're worried about, but what comes afterwards. Does she mean that in a religious sense? No, I think she means it in the sense that God kills them like every 10 days. God kills them every 10 days and then picks and chooses which of them get to live. Why would death matter at that point? Unless it somehow prevented you from getting the blessing. Whatever the reasons for it, it sounds like there will be even more Kali attacking that town tomorrow. What would you have us do, Master? We can't just stand by and do nothing. I agree. Chaldea values human life above all else, even if that notion flies in the face of how this Lost Belt works. Exactly. Sometimes there are things you just have to do, regardless of whether people hate you or even cast stones at you for it. In my case, those things come so naturally to me that it's hardly even a choice. My body just ends up moving on its own. I think that's what happened back when I lent my ear to Sugriva long ago. That man I failed to save earlier, his dying scream was not one of a man who had made peace with his fate. This system seems evil to me. I may no longer be able to save that man's life, but I can at least make sure that tragedy never happens again. Then, we are decided, we fight. This Lost Belt may not be familiar to us. Yet for some reason, this land of India feels familiar to me. Perhaps some of me originates here, as well as China? I can't say why. But I will not hesitate to protect these innocent people. Now we know what is happening. Tomorrow I will work even harder than ever. Do not worry, Master, and Marsh. Nesha, we have only just begun our investigation of this Lost Belt's Tree of Emptiness, to say nothing of this god's Skyboulder object. Given that those stones people could help shed some light on these things, I would certainly hate to lose any of them. It will be dangerous to help them, but I won't stop you from doing so. Townspeople also called those white creatures sacred beasts and said they were the god's agents. But there weren't nearly enough of them to handle all the Kali, and that's before they went and tried to attack us too. We can't count on them. If we're going to be fighting even more Kali tomorrow, I would like to find another fighter or two to shore up our ranks while we have the chance. And given what happened earlier, I don't think we can expect the townspeople to help us out. Fidgeting. What is it, Asha? Is something the matter? No, nothing's wrong. See, back in town, I actually peeked out the window and saw you guys fighting. Oh, I was still praying to our god the whole time, so I think I should be totally fine. You were amazing. I've seen people go hunting before, and you guys didn't move anything like them. It was like you weren't even human. Then I saw you talking to other people far away after I followed you and got surprised all over again. So, I was just wondering, are you guys maybe gods but not the god? Gods who aren't the god? That's an interesting way to put it. Well, you know, there's only one god, and you're obviously not him. That's all I meant. I hope I didn't say anything weird. My head hurts. I don't like it. You can't just be like, well, there's only one god, but maybe you aren't one god. Maybe you're multiple gods. Only one god. But India's pantheon is known for being one of the largest in all mythology. I guess I did say something weird. I'm sorry. Lately there's been rumors going around of people who seem like gods but aren't the gods, so I just thought... Ah, okay, well. That does make it slightly better, I guess. As a matter of fact, Karna here is practically a god. Good options. Karna or Rama. That is not true, Master. I am merely the son of Surya, god of the sun. I am certainly no god myself. I knew it. I've never heard of any god by that name before, but that's still amazing. I'm shocked. If Asha thought we were the beings she'd heard rumors about, that would of course mean people are talking about other beings like us. It sure does, and whoever it is, they're very likely to be a servant. I knew there had to be at least one in this Lost Belt. They say one of them came to Pichu not too long ago. I think they're staying on a mountain near here. Are they a friend of yours? They came to your town? Uh-huh. It was during the last Kruta Yuga, though I didn't get to meet them myself. But they only took a little look around town before they went to the mountain. Are you sure they were not just a passing traveler? I guess they could have been, but I heard they dressed really funny, and they even said they were a god. It could be a divine spirit. And if they were alone, they could also be a rogue servant. I'm sure they would be a powerful addition to our forces if we could convince them to help us. Indeed, there is still a lot we don't know about this world's Yugas. But we can focus on them once we have dealt with this immediate threat. Now that we've eaten our fill of those delicious bananas, I say we try and look for this being next. I'm sorry, I wish I could show you the way, but I need to get home before I get in trouble. That's okay. If you can just tell us where to look, I'm sure we can find this place ourselves. I'm actually more worried about you, Asha. I know your town isn't too far from here, but I still don't like the idea of making you walk home by yourself. I'll be fine, the Kali only just showed up, and I can always count on Vihan to... Oh, right, I didn't bring him with me, cause he got injured. But it's okay, I can be home in no time as long as I run all the way there. Master. Would you see that she gets home safely without her noticing? Very well, you have my word that no harm will come to her. Okay then, see you later, Miss God. Just Miss is fine. See you later. Bye. You know, I was so surprised when she came all the way after us just to say thanks. Especially given how the adults there reacted to us. She was so sweet and we learned a lot of useful things from her. Definitely. That said, Marsh, I'm sure you're already aware of this, but... Yes, I know. Once we destroy this Lost Belt, she and Ajaya are going to disappear just like the people we met in the other ones. From a purely pragmatic perspective, maintaining good relations with the locals will facilitate our information gathering efforts. I suppose the only advice I can give is to not think about it too much. Holmes is right, let's just be ourselves and not worry about it for now. Mass murder can wait. Okay, Master. I did as you instructed, Master. Asha walks straight back to town and is now safe and sound in her home. Thanks, Karna. I kept an eye out for Kali on the way there and back, but didn't see a single one. However, I can't say for certain whether that is because they had just attacked as Asha said, or if it was merely a coincidence. Unfortunately, there is still a great deal we do not know about these beings. Well, it won't be long before we face them again, and that gives us all the more reason to bolster our forces. So let us be off to this mountain where the guard lives. Wonder what sort of guard they are. Would certainly be nice if it turns out to be what we know, just to save time. Of course, I'm hoping that it will be Sita. She is the avatar of Lakshmi, so she could easily have ended up being treated as a god in her own right. I hope you will be reunited with her as well, but there is no guarantee this servant will even be an Indian god. They are just as likely to turn out to be a god from the west or some other region altogether. The odds of our encountering a familiar face are really quite slim. Just try not to get your hopes up too high. Yay! 3 arrowheads of malice. That's 4 out of 48. Good. Okay, that's chapter 2. Unfortunately, I can't stop there. I need to do like... What do I say? Do I need to go until like chapter 5 to get this done in a timely fashion? Oh, that seems daunting to say the least. A mountain where one encounters God. Let's see what we get here. Okay. We get to do the plot first, that's nice. Aha. Ominous. This is the mountain Asha told us about. So far, I'm not seeing the guard we're looking for. I don't detect a servant reading from here. What can you sense? I think I can sense something akin to divine aura, but it's too faint to be certain. I sense it too. At least we would seem to be on the right track. Let's keep looking around. Hey, is anyone here? Sita, it's me, Rama. Is anybody here? 4-4? 4-4? This is getting us nowhere. We should split up and cover more ground. That is very true. I can fly by using my wind fire wheels. I will search from the skies above. Please don't go off too far, Nesha. We don't know what else might be here. Do you think she'll be okay? Don't worry, she's a venerated hero in her own right. I'm sure she'll be fine. She said it herself, she's somewhat similar to us in certain ways. I do agree that her tendency to rush headlong toward her goals with a single-minded earnestness has the potential to cause trouble. But I also doubt there are few who can keep up with her sheer airborne maneuver movement. Besides, it seems we have our own things to worry about. Yeah, figures there'd be a monster too hanging around the mountain where that guard lives. Think you guys could take these things out quickly so we can get back to looking for them, please? Damn, Da Vinci just doesn't have much chill here. Oh, of course there's trash mobs, just clean up. We have plot to get to. Wait, why did we need that scene first before we build a team? There was no need for that. Other than I guess that Nesha is not legal right now. But I don't care because I'm going to use Nesha anyways. Alright, oh boy, there's a demon ball. More like demon board to death. The game would probably be much better off without these trash mobs, so there is that. Okay, let's pop the attack skills and deal some damage here. I guess I can pop the Starsuck here. Doesn't really do much. But oh well. Just Brave Chain. Brave Chain for weeks. That's not a Brave Chain, ignore what I just said. That's a Buster Chain. Oh boy, my favorite. Grasshoppers. These seem to be pretty basic enemies. The most noteworthy thing is that the singular grasshopper, represented by the image of like 4 of them, those remove buffs on NP, it looks like. And the actual swarm of them drains NP by 20% on NP. So in other words, awful. That wasn't a lot of damage again. Roma doesn't generate stars with any skills. Wow, 640 left, huh? Well, at least Nesha can NP now, so that should be it. That should be enough. Don't let me down, Nesha. Good. Oh, is that a feather drop I see? These grasshoppers drop nuts. That's not feathers. They have wings. They used to drop those back in like the Zero collab or something. Have you disposed of all the hostiles then? Yes, it was no problem. I didn't think the Ordinax has ever been in better shape. It's so much more stable now than it was before we came to the Wandering Sea. Not only does it have properly outfitted equipment now, but having both Da Vinci and Xeon fine-tune it is like... This one proverb I heard a while ago. Given an ogre a heavy weapon... Something's not right. Karna knows what's up. That made absolutely no sense. What does it mean to give an ogre a big club other than that's my preferred choice of weaponry when playing games like Dark Souls. Help. I knew it. I thought it sounded strange as soon as the words left my mouth. Oh, okay, understandable. Kintoki is the one who taught me that expression, but I think something might have gotten lost in translation. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with Japanese sayings either. I was speaking about our enemies. They are indeed all gone, but there is still something else here. Something whose intentions I cannot discern. Eh? There. Show yourself. The dust cleared to show. A human with a sublimely beautiful body. A body with perfect symmetry, as if it were the epitome of genderless beauty. Their lips curved in an indomitable but amicable smile, even after Karna's spear sailed past them, grazing their side and obliterating a boulder with sufficient force to impale 100 frail-bodied humans. They were smiling. They were smiling with the same casual ease as a person enjoying a gentle breeze at an outdoor cafe. Their face betraying not so much as a hint of fear or panic. It was as though they had not a care in the world, even after being millimeters from death. My. Since when is a servant supposed to go tossing spears at fragile little humans? Were you a normal human, I would indeed be deeply ashamed, but I sensed such an attack would not nearly be enough to end you. Now that I have seen you for myself, I am even more confident in that assertion. Well, doesn't that just smack of a bit of ex post facto covering your derriere, honey? I thought I'd hidden myself pretty well, so imagine my surprise when that spear went whizzing past me. Oh well, that's what I get for not being more careful about investigating strange noises. You're... Peperoncino! Hey, long time no see, Mashi. Oh my, you're so much more expressive now than you were last time I saw you. Well, I think that's just peachy. Hot. Alright, so here we have Scandinavia Peperoncino. How pleasant. Ah, I see the clock of impending doom has been added to my map. The moment I saw that thing soaring across the sky, I was overcome with emotion. Floating as foul and putrid as excrement, rage so hot it could blind me, and above all, some thing I couldn't ignore no matter how hard I tried. Which is why I had to destroy it no matter what. What? Who are... Scandinavia Peperoncino. You're one of the cryptors. Absolutely, and you must be Chaldea's new director. As for you... Why, you must be Mashy's master, Ringo. That's right. Oh my, how forthcoming of you. I like that. If you're here, Peperoncino, then you must be the crypto in charge of this lost belt, aren't you? Yes, I suppose I am. So you're here to stop us from cutting down the Tree of Emptiness. Oh right, almost slipped my mind. Before we do that whole song and dance, there's something I really should warn you about. Oh, and what is that? Don't get me wrong, I'm perfectly happy to sit here and chat with you all you like. But maybe you should be a little more concerned about your absent friend right now. Huh? What are you talking about? What? Look out! Something's plummeting right towards you. They're servants. One of them's Nesha, but her vital signs are dropping like a rock. And the other one is... this. What in the world? Nesha. Master is Nesha, but her body is... I failed. I was careless. Master, I'm sorry. This is beyond terrible. It would be one thing if I had only lost, but this... Master, I'm so sorry. Wish I could have helped you more. Well, Nesha's dead forever. Unfortunate. Ah. Keep your guard up, Master. We can mourn for her later. Those dust clouds are clearing away and whoever killed Nesha is about to step out. Huh? Nesha? I'm afraid not. Yes, that is Nesha. But she is not the one we know. I will be direct. The Nesha you know is gone. Her spirit origin has completely vanished. The Nesha before you now is not the one summoned at the Wandering Sea, nor the one who was once present at Chaldea. I suspect that servant there is a different side of Nesha, and an enemy who serves this lost belt. Report. Individual exercise complete. Hereby returning to my duty as a Divine General. Eliminating foreign elements. Commencing operation. I have a report to make. That tall man is gone. I didn't even see him leave. Good job, Karna. Now, that's concerning too, but we don't have time to go looking for him now. I don't know if this Nesha is his servant or not, but her intentions couldn't be more hostile. We'll have to focus on dealing with her first. Here she comes, Master and Marsh. I know how you feel right now, but you need to get your heads in the game. Right. Disengaging alternate limiters, preparing for full-powered anti-servant combat. Okay, so here we go. Here's a real fight. A Berserker Nesha. I guess this isn't quite the real fight yet, but let's see what we can do here. Let's have another team here. So I think I'm just gonna go in with the cheap strat of just go with foreigners. They don't care. Let's go like this and this. And then let's get weird. Let's take Miu. And because Miu is so bad, I'm just gonna slap a Suscope on her, and from there I don't know. The hell do we even fill the back row with? It's not really much useful stuff I can stash in there. Let's have some rulers there. They like getting pounded by berserkers, right? That's how it works. I'm very doubtful I need the back row here, but let's give that a shot, I guess. What could possibly go wrong? Universe ring. Alright. Alright. Oh, lovely. Because this is a boss fight, and every boss fight needs to have this feature nowadays. I'm pretty sure that this Nesha is completely immune to being turned into a pig. I don't know why they do that, but they do. Was it the third skill? No. What's the first skill? Let's just slap the evade on. Not gonna matter. Pigify is just a worse stun, but only because of stuff like this. Otherwise it would basically be the same thing, right? And yeah, let's go with that. Let's have the NP go, and guess we'll just generate stars here. Is there anything I should know about this fight here? Starts out by casting Universe Ring, that's 30% attack up and Sur hit for 3 turns. Which is exactly why I used my evade on Hokusai on turn 1. A genius play as usual. Okay. On first turn, something. If below 50%, wind fire wheels. Wait for 3 turns. Crows, I hate it. And defense. Okay, this is annoying already. Well, let's get rid of that. And looky here, I have a double NP. Thanks to Miu's helpful help. I think I'm gonna go like this early on. This fight might go on for a while. And then go like this. I could save Abby's skill an NP to remove the evade if that's relevant. But I guess I'm just gonna go with this. Okay, it doesn't look like this fight does anything particularly special. Just mostly if it's below 50% it slaps an awful 3-turn evade on and wait, no, that's not 3 turns, that's 3 times. Who cares? That's pathetic. I am super tempted to do a Brave Chain here. So I will. I don't need NPs. NPs are for weak people. It's been a hot minute since I used Hokusai. Hokusai is a lot of fun. Alright. Well, the evade is already back up, so let's get that 30% and how about we do a little bit more damage? Stack those defense downs, please. Nesha does have a pretty decent chance of removing debuffs with protection of Tathagata. That hasn't come to play yet, surprisingly enough. Okay, so far we're doing okay. This turn I'm not going to be able to deal damage, so let's just focus on gaining the NP here. Okay. Well, no reason not to start stacking those defense debuffs up again. Miu is gonna be in danger, so this is kind of a bad play because next turn I'm going to take an AoE NP to the face. But I'm still going to make sure that she lives, so I can actually benefit from this NP. Like this, I suppose. I can't believe that this is like the second time in 2 days where I'm unironically using Miu. Go figure, when you remove the best supports from your arsenal, it doesn't take very long for you to be in a situation where Miu is actually kind of good with the NP spam and all that good stuff. But this is kinda sus, but I think I'm just gonna slap the NP gain on Abby and try to do as much damage here as I can. Probably the entire front row. Yeah, that. Front row will get wiped out by the NP because things don't generally survive NPs even if they resist them. Oh well. Oh, they both lived. That's nice. And then Abby stopped living. But that's fine as well. Yeah, let's have that mana boost go up. Target that. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh hey, my backline. But at least it's not the backest of backlines. I already completely forgot what support I actually took in there. But honestly, I don't think the back row actually mattered. If this was a soul, like, if I only had the front row, the end result would have been pretty much the same. Anyway, so I'm sure that's the end of this Kyoru Nesha. That's what we're going with, and we never have to see it again. Perfect. I'm sure it's not coming back anytime soon. She's strong. Battle is proceeding smoothly, victory is at hand. You might be a little more talkative than old Nesha, but you don't understand your situation at all. Denied, there is nothing wrong with my analytical capabilities. Hmm? Higher priority recalled, disengaging from battle. Damn, she got away. Was she asking on her master's orders? I can't tell, but that Nesha was a formidable fighter indeed. I sense that she is optimized for this land. If we had kept at it, one of us would have ended up resorting to releasing the full power of the noble phantasm. Perhaps we should be grateful that this mountain where the god we are looking for resides still stands intact. Oh. Marsh. I know what's going on. It's a lot like the tides. No matter how much you plead or how much you pray, there are some things you can't stop. And you just have to accept them. I got to know Nesha pretty decently myself after I met her in the Wandering Sea. It's true that I was interested in how her mechanical body was made with sage arts, but I also felt like we were similar somehow. So I know that Nesha was a great warrior and an upstanding servant. I'm sure she was prepared for this, much more than she needed to be. She would never want you guys to be so sad about her that you stopped moving forward. Yes, you're right. Let me just ask you this one thing. Did she die in vain? I mean, kinda. Not at all. The enemy's sheer mobility was like few things I have ever seen. If Nesha hadn't come in contact with them first, they might have taken us by surprise and critically injured all of us. If that's what you think, Hero Benefaction, then it must be true. Then when we get back, and I make my report to Sion, I'll tell her Nesha fulfilled her duties admirably. I'm sorry, I'm okay now. Let's get back to work. Agreed. Now is not the time for you to worry about this other Nesha. We'll handle that analysis on our end. Although, one thing I did notice in your battle just now was that she did not appear to be subject to this world's estrangement effect as you are. So we may be able to learn more about that effect by focusing our efforts there. This world's estrangement effect, that's a good way to put it. It does feel like we aren't truly in this world, even though we clearly are. Anyway, we don't have answers for you anytime soon, so I'd like you guys to keep going with your guard search for now. Then we'll do just that. Come now, cheer up. King's orders. Moping around won't get us anywhere. Sometimes you have to say goodbye before you're ready, and others you get to meet someone you never expected to. That's life. Now come on, Master. We have a new guard to meet. Okay, let's go find him. Could be anyone. Oh! Could be literally anyone. Yes, Master. I promise to give this search my full effort. Okay, let's see if we can find ourselves a guard. A guard, a guard, a guard. All that aside, where is this guard? I can sense something nearby, but I don't see them anywhere. I've actually worked up a sweat from walking around so much. I think I'll take a little break here. Ah, this rock should make a fine seat. There we go. Da! What in the world was that? It sounded like a pig squealing for its life. Oh, that's what it was supposed to sound like. I can't take it anymore. A beautiful boy's beautiful body coming in direct contact with me. Oh boy. I mean, never mind that. Testing. How dare you humans, mans, bow your heads before me. You are in the presence of a god. Oh. Leave here at once if you value your lives. Do that and I promise your family will live in health and your business will prosper. What the? Did the rock just talk? Four. Special translation. Alright, kill it with fire. What was that? What a cheeky little animal you are, daring to challenge a god. Yes, I can understand you. Know why? Because I'm a god. Very well then. If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you shall have. Now leave all your money behind as an offering. Alright, let's go. Could be literally anything. Question mark? Oh well, I can't plan for that then. Okay, my team's ready. Nah, we're going to actually make use of the Finnish apps here. And I'm going to once again unironically use Miu. This is not a joke. I can't believe this is happening. I'm going to go with double Suscope just out of spite too. I don't know what that even means here, but that should do. For some reason, I just magically get the feeling that the correct play here is to use a ruler. Imagine that. It's a moon cancer. Does this thing do anything special? Can't really see. But let's stack up those buffs and see what we can do here. That's a pretty decent hand, all right. Well, let's see what Goddess of Justice can put out. $199k and okay, that's just one turn. Okay, I'm so good at this game. God. We didn't even get to see the special gimmick of this fight, which is that the Great Statue card cannot see. And therefore, one of my servants gets evade every turn. Whoops. Worship me, praise me, spoil me, run to the convenience store and get me more ice cream so I can concentrate on grinding. Big mood right there. Someone could go and fetch me ice cream so I can focus on grinding. Hey, Karna, this divine aura, Can't be what I think it is, can it? Hmm. Hmm. Don't move, Rama. This won't take long. What? Okay, the statue's gone. And what do we find in here? If I didn't have to waste quartzes on getting Arjuna and 5 ass claps, this would be my next Grail servant, that's who. Hey, watch it! Do you have any idea what a close shave that was? Your spearhead was just a few centimeters away from making a yogi shish kebab out of my flab. Karna? What are you doing here? I was just about to ask you that. What are you doing here? Eh? Four? Okay, I think this is where we get our first truly serious battle. So I'm going to have to plan for this accordingly. Let's see, what can I do? Wait, is the... Okay, so... First of all, I am going to force myself to use a support here. And second of all, I am not using rulers because that's the obvious way of doing things. So let's think. What's the cool way to do this? Is it time for John Starfight? No, it isn't. It never is. Also, that would be a ruler. So... What kind of abusable traits are in play here? Divine. Divine isn't very helpful in terms of actually dealing damage. Okay, I think I know what I want to do. And this is definitely not going to work because this is a special brand of garbage. I'm going to put Okada Iso into work. And there is no way this is going to work because Iso is simply put not very good. It's sad, but that's just how it is. And from there, I guess we want to set up some actual art servants which exist. Some of those are in this game. Let's do something like this. I'm just gonna fill the back row with random generic support, I guess. That should do. I could make it considerably more expensive if I felt like it, but I don't feel like it, so... I don't want to actually have Mozart in the front row. That would be a bad idea. And then we go Gluck suit. Karna, what are you doing here? I was just about to ask you that. What are you doing here? There was a woman in there? Hey, there's no one in here. Pay no attention to the gal behind the curtain. Did I just say something? What a strange feeling. I have no idea why I said I was just about to ask you that, or what it was I want to say afterwards. This is all very unclear even to me. I've never met this woman before, yet. And yet, it's strange. I don't know how to describe this feeling. It feels as though I've just met the light of my life. And like I've just encountered my big sister. And like I've just encountered my life coach. And like I've just encountered someone who needs to be cared for and tended to all at once. I'm afraid I don't know how else to put it. So that's what's going on. Guess that makes sense, since Karna's not a god. So he just vaguely remembers his former masters from other worlds. Oh well, I can't help that now. Besides, nobody has to know as long as I keep my mouth shut. So you feel like we're friends even though we've never met before, What do you know? That's more or less how I feel too. I get the feeling a lot of stuff's happened, and I can't seem to remember any of it clearly. Hey, doesn't this remind you of one of those RPGs where the products got amnesia and a tortured past? I wonder when we'll get to the cutscene where I awakened my hidden power. Not that waking up is really all that high on my to-do list, really. Personally, I prefer to hang out in the Sate village and wait for someone else to defeat the final boss. I see you're, a very unique person. Wait, there is one thing I know for sure. You're human. But then how are you cloaked in that divine aura? Oh, that. Sorry, Karna, but you got it all wrong. I guess not even your wanted sight managed to see all the way to the truth of the matter this time. Me human? Buries the thought. I'll have you know I'm one of the best known and most popular cards in the whole world. Just call me Ganesha. Foe. Hey, which one of you just called me Indian mythology's sideshow act? Look, I can understand why you do a double take at a gal with an elephant for a head, but my fame and divinity are the real deal. So show me the respect I deserve, damn it. Of course I respect Ganesha, and I can more or less tell that your divine aura is genuine. But then there's this other aura that couldn't be farther from the divine. Yes, that's it exactly, Rama. I'm impressed. It only took you a moment to see through this being's true nature. Hey, you don't gotta be that impressed. From what you have said, the young lady appears to be a pseudo-servant with the divine spirit Ganesha as her core. Ganesha is known for many things, including wisdom, wealth, prosperity, fortune, business, and the removal of obstacles. Truly fascinating. Chaldea had its fair share of divine servants of all kinds, but this one looks to be much more like its vessel than the spirit inhabiting it. Think Xu Zhiliang, only with a divine spirit instead of a heroic one. I've definitely heard the name Ganesha before, and I think I at least know the essentials about him. His elephant head is probably his most famous aspect, and he's also said to be the son of Shiva's wife Parvati. It's too bad Parvati is not here with us. Then you could have had a nice mother-child reunion. Yeah, she's around too. Oh no, not right now. I was just speaking hypothetically. Do you not wish to see her? Oh, well, it's not like I'd mind or anything. I just really don't care for the way she always blurs out whatever she's thinking. While I'm at it, would it have killed her to give birth to me in a more normal way? As for my old papan, well, he's the guy who cut off my head and figured everything would be fine if he just stuck an elephant in its place. So I'm not sure I'd really know what to say if I ran into him now. Basically, even I, Ganesha, might start freaking out a bit if both my parents were here. Though I still respect them. I think. I see. That sounds complicated. Oh, I've had just about enough of this. Well done finding a divine spirit servant, but you didn't come all this way to waste time on meaningless drivel. Who's this stout old guy? You were about to say fat, weren't you? Well, I'm a guard, so I figured I'd show some mercy and not diss you at our first meeting. Is that so? Well, how bloody kind of you. Frankly, you're the last one here who should be commenting on my physique. Does this mean you now have a friend with whom you can discuss fitness? Oof. This may be cause for celebration. Oof. What are you talking about? I don't wanna celebrate anything like that. At any rate, that man is something like the supervisor of my current master, Rinko. Damn right I am. I'm not just a noble with a bit of extra girth. I'm the leader of this entire operation. You're a rogue servant, are you not? Then be a good lass and help us out. What? You wanna make me work? Hard pass. Ninja vanish. Ah. She went back inside that statue. We need all the help we can get to keep the nearby village safe. Especially now that we've just lost one of our most capable allies. It sounds like you guys have it rough. But sorry, I can't help. If you need someone to help you fight, you'd better try some other guard. Honestly, I don't want to fight even a little bit. I'm just gonna hang out in here and keep enjoying my sweet, sweet shut-in life. It's actually way more comfortable in here than it looks. It's got cushioning out the wazoo, and of course it's fully air-conditioned. I can even manifest handheld game consoles in here thanks to my mysterious godly powers of wealth. There's nothing like a good roguelike for killing time. I could play those for hours on end. She is stubborn. I know from experience how hard it can be to get her to act. At least I think I do. Master, would you happen to know if there are any stores around here that sell Swiss rolls? Why Swiss rolls? I was speaking figuratively. I only meant that I have some idea of how to handle her. Well, if you've got a way to convince her to help us, go for it. Understood. Then I will drag her out of there by force. It's not the most diplomatic solution, but for some reason I get the sense that we would actually be doing her a favor. Indeed. This is how we usually handle guards who refuse to listen to reason. Oh wait, my butt shall not leave discussions. I'm warning you, anyone who tries to mess with my shut-in lifestyle's in for a seriously bad day. It's still hard for me to believe she's a guard when she says things like that, but we can't afford to back down now. I'll help Kana try to get her outside as peacefully as possible. You fools! Our earlier battle was just a demo. Now, witness Ganesha's full power. Alright, let's witness Ganesha's full power.
弾量王ここにあり。撃てると思うなら前へ出よ。いかがでしょうか。どうぞ。よしよし。いかがでしょうか。
Alright, let's see how poorly this goes. I mean, I fully expect it to go perfectly poorly, because this is a garbage setup. But I'm probably gonna be done after I'm done giving this a garbage shot. If this isn't enough, I'm going to come up with something actually good for this. And start the next stream with that, I guess. Kind of an awkward place to stop, but oh well. For some reason, I thought that Ganesha was a lot smaller in terms of damage. Or rather, health. Okay, let's turn on the one pump jump here, and let's see what Iso can do. I think I'm fine. I think I'll be fine not activating the star bomb here. Leave it for the next turn. Ooh. Not bad, not bad. And that's the second NP ready. 42 stars. And those stars will be kind of wasted, but oh well. And then I immediately messed up. I desperately needed to actually set up protection from this NP. Iso is gonna die to this, I think. Iso didn't kill Ganesha here. Prince of Lanling saved me exactly as I planned. No mistakes here. I don't have invulnerability here, whoops. Stun it then. Hoping this will actually be enough. No, not really. I'm in danger. That's not gonna do anything for me, is it? Well, might as well get the remaining stars out of this. Be like a hermit crab. Okay. How much is the damage reduction on that actually? Any hope of me living that? Plenty. Jesus, that did nothing. Okay, that changes things. There's plenty of hope for me to survive here. Izor is still kind of in a bad shape though. But for the time being, I don't want to pop the skills yet. So let's hold back. Oh. So I took a look and the special defense up from be like a hermit crab is 75%. 75%, huh? That means that pretty much Ganesha has over 400k on this second bar. That's nice. Don't want to do that right now. Need to live for another turn and then it's fine. Okay. Not the worst thing that could have happened here. Well, let's see what we can do with this. I don't get the full buffs this time, but maybe it'll be fine. Well, unfortunately, this time Izor will die if I don't get this down. Ooh, not even close. Yep, I mean, I can definitely do this fight with this team, but I'm not sure if I feel it. Kind of want to do something funky with this. I don't know what that funky would be, but it would be something. Okay, well that went poorly. And there's Karna himself. I'm not even sure if I'm winning at this point. Ooh, those defense stacks are starting to show here. This is actually kind of dangerous. Huh.
どう？よしよし。我が封印、これより解きます。道を開けよ、出陣である。この仮面を脱ぎ、蘭陵王の証明とする。退け、魔将ども。
いいだろう。少しばかり誇張して書いてやる。もうさまったく。ではお前の人生を書き、タイトルはそうメルヘンマイだ。本気か？目も当てられんダサくぶりだな。
燃焼する。氷天の地、今野獣から檻が放たれた。僕の魅力で押しつぶしてやる。
ここまでか。
Oh wow, I actually just straight up lose, huh? Okay. That's kind of hilarious actually. Unless I can pull off the mythical Anderson backline solo strats that definitely exists. Wow. Well, maybe there's something here. Maybe this could actually work. Maybe I can stack enough nonsense here to actually pull this off. That would be so stupid though. Yeah, no, that was just a fluke, I guess. Oh wow, this absolute garbage team lost. Who could have took? But yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna stop here, and I'll be back tomorrow. And by then I'll have a plan for this, and I'll actually have done it already even. So yeah, until that. Oh hey, my energy is also out. Nice. Alright, I'll be back tomorrow.